welcome back to the Cocked Dice. We're here again for another Batman Miniatures game, 3rd edition. As last week, we're playing through the Start Here guide and we're on to Chapter 2, Wheel of Fortune. I'll give you the blurb. Batman glided silently towards the amusement park, drawn by the staccato thumps of gunfire. His progress across the city had been slow. Mobs of thugs and rioters were out in force, trying to follow the Joker's instructions to bring in the Bat. He'd have to clean up the city later, but first he had to save it. He landed on a broken skeletal roller coaster track, perching silently, scouring the park for signs of his prey as battle raged below. There was no sign of the Joker, but someone else was here, observing from the corner of the Ferris wheel. But whose side was the stranger on? Batman grappled away, quickly and quietly moving between vantage points, till the Ferris wheel came into view, and now he saw the stranger. Deadshot. Whatever Wilson was up to, it couldn't have been good. Batman circled around behind the master marksman, determined to take him down quickly. So this is the second game of the 4 starter games. We've got a slightly expanded crew and some additional rules this week. Batman crew for tonight is GCPD Cop 1, that's the guy with the flashlight, Officer Merkel, Harvey Bullock and Batman. They're up against the Joker crew, which is Thug 1, Thug 2, Thug 3, Thug 4, Thug 5 and Deadshot. We've got a bit of a mixed setup and we'll go to the board in a minute. As before, the game is 4 rounds in duration and the objective in tonight's game is to have more suspect markers on the table than your opponent. So there's some additional rules for tonight's game. First of all, it's night. It's always night in Gotham and Joker's Funland is no exception. So essentially no one can see further than 12 inches away. There's no light source rules in this game, so line of sight is limited to 12 inches, which will really limit the effectiveness of some of the guns and people like Deadshot. We also have a new action introduced in this game, a tactical action known as Manipulate. Really, we can do 2 things with this. We can place suspect markers and we can reveal suspect markers, and that removes your opponent's ones. We also have the introduction of special actions and special traits. These are the actions or traits marked with a little Batarang signal, Batarang symbol, to speak properly. If it's an action, obviously it takes an action to use it, or if you've got an Audacity marker, you can do it as one of the 3 things you can do there. Traits, traits, if they have the Batarang signal, they also require a special action. Others are passive. So I will try and remember the traits. Some of the characters, like Batman, has like a bazillion different skills and traits, so I may forget some of those, but I'll do my best to remember and check. The only additional extra rules we have tonight are about knocked out models. So we're introducing the recovery roll. So during the recount phase, that's the last phase of the turn, you can roll to recover any models you have. You make an endurance roll, which is the number of dice equal to the special skill -1. Then you take 2 of the dice and you add the scores together, and you want to get equal or less than the model's endurance. And then you get to stand the model up and you discard the KO marker and remove 1 stunned marker from the character card. If you fail a roll, you stay knocked out. You can attack knocked out models. If you attack them, you do 1 additional blood damage per hit. So that's it. Let's go and take a look at the board and see what tonight's game looks like. Okay, so here we are for tonight's game. Setup has been done as pretty much or pretty close to the rules. Just running through who's there. We've got Batman back in the corner over here in a little 8-inch by 8-inch deployment zone. Got the other cops here, so we've got Merkel, Bullock and Flashlight Cop. The Joker's crew have all deployed over together over this side, so we have Deadshot up on the building up here, and Chainsaw, Knife and Pistols Thug, then Axe Thug and Shotgun Thug. And I'm going to try and remember those names because I can't remember who Thug 1 to 5 are. The only major difference in tonight's game is that we've got the dark rules in place. So maximum shooting distance is 12 inches, obviously modified by weapons. So we're going to roll some dice. So the first phase in the game is the take lead phase. We're going to roll a dice for each crew. The blue dice is for the GCPD. And Joker's crew gain the first turn. Then we have the raise the plan phase, so we allocate Audacity markers. Now, the GCPD only have 4 models, so there's only 1 marker each. Joker's crew have 6 models. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we'll go like that today. Now, because there's a difference in the number of models, the GCPD also, I believe, gain 2 pass tokens, which allows them to skip a go and force the Joker's crew to have an extra turn. So we've now raised the plan, and we're on to execute the plan. So starting with the Joker's crew, it's going to start with knife wielding Thug. He's going to move 8 inches over to here. He's got no Audacity markers, so that is all he can do. It's over to the GCPD, and we'll discard a pass token and force them to have another go. I think Axe Thug is going to go next. He's just going to move up to this barrier here outside his deployment zone. He's going to spend his Audacity marker. That's going to allow him to place a suspect marker, and place it in base contact with him just here. Back to the GCPD, they've got another pass marker, but I think we're going to set off. So I think Merkel's going to go first. He is only 8 inches away from that guy there, and he's going to spend an ammo and take a shot at Axe Thug. A rate of fire of 2. He adds 1 strength dice to that. Now he's shooting at someone in cover. So the scenery partially obscures part of the model or its base. The target is in cover. A ranged weapon fired at a target in cover subtracts 1 attack dice from the attack roll, and with a shooting attack you always lose the strength dice first. So he's only rolling 2 dice. The defense of the Axe Thug is 3, so we're looking for 3s here. So we've got a single success there, and his gun does 2 stun damage. So we'll bob that over there like that. Now he's still got another activation because he has Audacity, and so we're going to move him. He's going to make a move down to get himself some cover over here. He spent that. Return to the Joker's crew, and I think we'll use Chainsaw Dude next. Actually no, we're going to use Guns Dude. So pistols, man, he's just going to move 8 inches up to here, ready for next turn. And it's back to the GCPD. They're going to spend their pass token. So we're back to the Joker's crew. We've got Deadshot, Shotgun and Chainsaw Thugs left. We'll use Shotgun Thug. He's going to come over this way 8 inches, and then he'll spend his Audacity to place another suspect marker over here. Next we've got back to the GCPD crew, and I think we'll activate Flashlight Cop. He's going to move over this way a bit, and he's going to place himself a suspect marker down here, spending his Audacity. Back to Joker's crew. So we'll activate Deadshot next. Now he can't see the cop down here, so he's going to move himself right down here to the other end of this, and he's going to spend his Audacity to shoot with one of his pistols. They've got a rate of fire of 4. So 4 dice. He'd normally get a strength dice on top of that, but he's moved, so he'd lose a 2 dice for that. But because of rapid fire, he gets +1 dice, and I presume that won't ever be a strength dice. So he's rolling a 4 dice attack against the flashlight, against Officer Merkel. Officer Merkel has a defense of 3, and we get +1 to these dice. So that becomes a 3, that becomes a 3, that becomes a 2. So with 3 successes from that attack, we will do a lot of damage. So the handguns do 1 blood, 1 stun, so that'll be 3 blood and 3 stun on Merkel there. So we're going to activate Harvey Bullock next. He's going to stay there for starters, and he's just going to place a suspect marker. Now he can, because he's got the detective rule, he can place it within 3 inches of himself rather than in base contact. He's then going to make a move He's going to move forwards over to this corner here and get a bit of cover in that little shack there. So we've got Chainsaw Thug over this side. He is going to move. He's actually going to come right down here, move 8 inches down to here. Of course, he's going to be off screen. Yeah, we'll move him off screen. I'll move this camera in a minute. So we'll move 8 inches down here with his Audacity marker, suspend his Audacity marker, and place a suspect marker down here as well. And then finally, we've got Batman over this side. So Batman is going to use his back claw to give himself 6 inches extra movement. That takes him up to a 16-inch movement, which is quite a distance. So he's going to fling himself right the way up onto this roof up here. He's then going to spend his Audacity to take a second action, or second full action, and he's going to throw his batarangs at a poor little knife thug down there. It's a rate of fire of 2 plus a strength dice. He's needing a 3 or more on strength dice, or strength knife thug a 3 or more, I think it is. Yes, it's 3s on both dice. Ooh, Batman scores a fantastic hit there with all 3 hit. That will be 6 stun on poor old knife thug. He only has a willpower of 5 and is immediately knocked out. KO. There's 6 stun markers on him. That was an excellent throw there, Batman. What a good turn. Okay, so at the end of the first turn, we have the Joker's crew have 3 markers down, 3 suspect markers down. GCPD only have 2. But Batman has knocked a guy out of the game already, or knocks him unconscious already. So we're into the recounts phase. We remove 1 stun from each of the... Also remove 1 from him, remove 1 from him. And then we do a recovery. So we're going to make a recovery roll for the knife thug. He rolls 2 dice. He needs to get under a 5. He needs to get equal or under a 5. He rolls a 12. He ain't getting up this turn. So he's out for a bit. Righto, that's the end of the turn. We're on to turn 2. So in the beginning of turn 2, first of all, we have the take the lead phase. Blue dice is the GCPD. They gain the initiative for the round. Now, we've got place our Audacity markers. So we'll start with, who actually starts for this? Doesn't say these basic rules. So I think Deadshot's going to take one again. Chainsaw Thug, Thug here, and Guns Thug will take one down here. Obviously with the GCPD, it's 1 each. While Batman has the Informer rule, which actually gives them a 3rd pass counter. So they actually get 3 passes in this game. However, we're not going to use them. So the first activation of the turn, Officer Merkel here is going to shoot at the Chainsaw Thug. He's got a 2 dice rate of fire plus a strength dice. He needs 3s on the strength dice or 2s on the normal attacks. He scores 3 successes overall. That does 2 stun per success. That is 6 stun onto the chainsaw guy here. He also gets knocked out. I'll just lay him down. I know it's knocked out. With his second action for his Audacity marker, he's going to spend that and he's going to make a movement action away from Deadshot. He's going to move all the way over to here, take his damage with him. That was slightly more successful. Okay, it's over to the Joker crew. So I think the most sensible thing to do here is Axe Guy is going to move 8 inches down to this next area here, taking his stun damage and his Audacity with him. He'll spend his Audacity and he's going to place another suspect marker down here. We're back to the GCPD. They are going to spend a pass token. Actually, they've only got 2 pass tokens because there was a knocked out model. So you're going to spend a pass token and pass play back to the Joker's crew. Okay, so we'll use Guns Thug next. He's going to get himself right the way over here. He's going to spend his audacity and he's going to place another marker back here. I'm going to aim to get as many down as possible. It's back to the GCPD, and I think we're going to go with Batman. So Batman, in a flutter of dark cape, is going to move flump down to there. He's going to spend his audacity and make an attack on the shotgun thug. Okay, so Batman has leapt from the top of the carnival stand. He has a 5 dice attack plus a strength dice, and he's gaining +1 to my attack dice rolls. So to hit the shotgun thug, we are looking at 2s. So they have all hit apart from the strength dice, and I'm assuming I don't get to reroll. I don't get +1 to the strength dice because it's not an attack dice. Okay, so we've got 5 hits against the shotgun thug. Now he's going to make a defense roll. He has a defense of 2. He's rolling against Batman's attack of 5, sorry. So I need 5s or 6s to defend. Got 1 defense. So he's taken 4 hits from Batman. Batman's fist hits do 2 stun a time. So he takes 8 stun damage. Blat, 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 blat. And he gets KO'd. Now, because that was a sneak attack, the shotgun thug wasn't able to spend the effort to try and avoid that, and basically just had to take a Batman to the face, which hurts. So I think Deadshot's going to come moving across here. He's going to move into the open, which is a bit dangerous. But it means he wants to get within 8 inches of Merkel. And he's going to draw his pistols once again and make a mess of Merkel. We'll use rapid fire again because he had an audacity. So he gets +1 attack die. So he gets 5 dice and a strength dice. So it would be a 6 dice attack. However, he's moved, which loses him 2 dice, including a strength dice. So it is a 4 dice attack, and he gains a +1 to his attack dice rolls when he's shooting. And Officer Merkel is a defense of 3, so we need 2s essentially here. So we have 4 hits from Deadshot there against Merkel. Each shot does 1 blood, 1 stun. So 4 blood, 4 stun. That's going to be Merkel down. So Merkel has taken 7 blood damage so far, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stun damage. So he's only got an endurance of 5, so Merkel has been killed at this point. So we've got Flashlight Cop here. He's going to activate next. He's going to move straight over to Guns Thug, and he's going to bop Guns Thug on the head. So he has an attack of 2. He can re-roll his attack dice, and let's go with that. So to hit the Guns Thug, he needs 3s. So he's going to have to re-roll both of those. There we go. He gets not only a hit on the defense dice, but he also gets 2 normal hits. That's excellent. So Guns Thug has a defense of 3. He's looking at getting 2s or more to defend these. He scores it on all 3. So he blocks 2 of them and takes a single stun damage from the strength dice. So he's spent that audacity. So Bullet's going to move around the back here. Keep out of line of sight of Deadshot. He's going to spend his audacity to manipulate a marker, and he's going to take off this one here because it's within 3 inches of him. Now Bullock has a rule called evidence tampering, which allows him to essentially swap out a marker with his own. Let me just check the rule on that. When this model reveals an enemy suspect marker, it may place this friendly suspect marker in contact with it first, then remove the enemy suspect marker as normal. So it actually places it in contact with it, so it'd be just off. So there we go. And that's everyone activated at the end of the round. So we'll move on to the recount phase. We take a stun off there and a stun off there. And then we're going to test for our knockouts. So we first of all have Chainsaw Dude. Chainsaw Dude rolls 2 dice. He needs to get equal to or under a 4. Nope, he fails miserably. And then we've got Shotgun Dude. Nope, he fails as well. He needed to get under a 4 as well. And finally we have Knife Dude. He needs a 5 or less. Nope, we're not doing well tonight. Okay, so we are back to the beginning of the 3rd turn of the game. We'll roll for take the lead, and we'll roll it on the table. So in this turn, the cops most decisively have the lead. So we'll place our audacity markers. The police get 1, 2, 3. Only 3 on the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. The Joker's crew. So both teams now have an equal number of models that are still on the table and not knocked out. So the GCPD get a single pass token because of Batman's Informer skill. And we've put our Dusty out, and GCPD are going to go first. So we're going to activate Bullock first of all. He is going to move in contact with this downed shotgun thug here. He's going to spend his audacity. He's first of all going to make a special action, and he's going to arrest him and take him out of the game. And he's now going to use his manipulate action to place a suspect marker 3 inches away from himself. Or up to 3 inches away from himself, which is just about 3 inches this way. Over 4 inches away from that one. Okay, so it's over to the Joker's crew, and I think Guns Thug is going to go next. And there's a plan. There's a plan forming here. So Guns Thug has the Gunman special trait. So he's going to activate the Gunman special trait, and after activating this trait, he performs a ranged attack. He gains an extra range attack. So he's essentially going to shoot with both of his pistols at the flashlight cop who's in contact with him. So he's going to discard 2 ammo for that. And his first shot. So his first shot is 3 dice plus a strength dice. Now his pistols are light, so they can be used when in base contact. They're also firearms, so the strength dice will hit on a 2 and the other dice will hit on 3s. So all of those have hit the flashlight cop. So he will take 4 blood and 4 stun. That on its own is not enough to take him out. However, Guns Thug can shoot again. 2s and 3s again. This time he only gets 3 hits. So he will get another 3 more blood and 3 more stun. That takes him up to 7 blood damage. Now he only has an endurance of 5, so that kills the cop outright there. And we'll take him from the game, and well done, Guns Thug. So Batman's going to activate next. He is going to go shooting across over here. So he'll have to use his audacity to activate a special action. He'll use his back claw. Is it called a back claw? He's going to use his back claw for the extra 6 inches of movement. He's going to shoot straight across into Axe Thug over here, spending that audacity. Straight into the back of him, and he's going to make an attack as his third action, as his manipulate action. So Batman's attack is many. Now this is not a sneak attack, because I think you've got 360 degrees of vision here. Let me just check. Okay, so this is not a sneak attack. So Batman's attack is 5. He gets +1 for his +1. He gets an extra 1 for his strength. Now that's a pretty chunky attack against poor old Axe Dude. Axe Dude as yet hasn't taken any damage. He's only got 4 willpower, 4 endurance. So I don't think he really dares try and defend, spend effort here. I don't think there's a huge amount of points. So I think he's just going to take this on the chin and hope Batman doesn't get more than 4 more than 2, he needs 3 hits to kill him. So with Batman, the strength dice will be hitting on a 3 or more, and the white dice will be hitting on a 3 or more as well. That's a lot of hits. So we've got 5 hits in total. Axe Dude has a defense of 3. He's rolling against Batman's attack of 5. He blocks 1 of them. So Batman does 3 normal hits and 1 strength dice hit that couldn't be blocked. That is 8 stun damage in total. And he goes down. Deadshot's going to take aim and take a shot at Bullock up there because he's got night vision, so he can ignore the night roll. And his modified assault rifle is medium range, which is 12 inches, and he's easily within medium range, medium effective range for that. So Deadshot shooting at Bullock there. We've got a rate of fire of 3, +1 for his rapid fire skill, which he's going to spend his audacity for, and then he gains his strength dice on top of that. This is a firearm, so the blue dice will hit on a 2, and all the other dice will hit Bullock on a 3. But we're adding 1 to the attack dice, so that becomes a 3. That also becomes a 3. We've got 5 hits there against Bullock. Now each hit from the modified assault rifle does 2 blood damage, and we have 5 of them. So that does 10 blood damage to Bullock and utterly annihilates him on the table. That's his first action. His second action is going to be move 8 inches into contact with this marker here. Now he can't do anything this turn, but it does set him up nicely for next turn. So it's now down to whether the bat can do enough next go. So at the end of the phase, we're going to roll for our recoveries. So first of all, we have poor old knocked out axe guy. He rolls 2 dice and he's got under 4 or under. Nope, he's not awake. And then finally we've got Knife Thug over there. Oh, Knife Thug wakes up! So he stands up. I'll have to read the rules of recovery now. So he's currently got 5 stun markers. And he's got an endurance of 5, so he's okay. Rightio then, so we'll go into the 4th and final round of the game. So I'm going to take the lead first of all. Batman gets a +1 because he didn't spend his pass token last turn, which doesn't do anything for him. The Joker crew have 2 extra models on the table, so they get 2 extra markers. Batman generates an extra pass token. We've got an audacity for Batman. We've got 1 for Deadshot, 1 for him, and 1 for him. The Joker's crew are going first. First of all, Deadshot is going to move right back over here, and he's going to spend his audacity, and he's going to place another suspect marker right over in this corner. And it's over to Batman. So I think Batman's going to use his audacity. He's going to make a special action with his bat claw. He's going to just get revenge on people. He's going to fling himself over here. And he's going to smack the thug there because he can. So he's got a 5 dice attack plus 1 additional dice. The thug can't effort because he's at maximum stun value already. So Batman's hitting on a 3 on the special dice and a 3 on all the others. It's a bad attack from Batman. He only gets 3 successes there, but one of them's gone through. Got 3 defense rolls needing 5s. We blocked 2 of them, so the strength dice only hits, and it still does 2 stun damage and knocks Knife Thug back out again. It's not going to be enough to save the game for Batman, I don't think. The final activation of the round, we're going to have Guns Thug is just going to wander. Can we get to there? Not quite. He's just going to taunt Batman. He's going to move over in base contact with that, and he's going to remove that marker. There's no one else to activate this round, that is everybody. So this is the end of round 4, and that is the end of the game. Suspect markers on the table. The GCPD have 1, 2, 3 markers on the table, and the Joker's crew have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 markers on the table. Once again, the higher numbers does win out the game. be able to place these suspect markers. It was a rather bloody game with quite a lot of knocked out characters. It was really quite enjoyable. Batman is an absolute beast. He really just, yeah, of course he does. He's like half the crew. But just amazed at how quickly he downs people. Deadshot, I'm really proud of him tonight. He did really, really well, gunning 2 police officers down with very little problem. Just going to struggle a bit with the ammo. He probably could do with some extra ammo. But I love the miniature, and he's just done really, really well tonight. And he's spending on funding, but his rep's not too bad. So there we have it. Really enjoyed tonight's game. If you spot any rules that I've got wrong, please comment below. So if you've got any good comments about how we can improve these battle reports or the type of action you'd like to see, please comment below. It'll really help us drive the quality of these up over the next couple of weeks, because I'm really quite keen to keep playing this for a little while now. See you next time. And thanks for joining us here at The Clock Dice. Why not like this video and add a comment below? It really helps boost the channel. And while you're at it, if you click on the icon below, you can subscribe to the channel for all the latest updates as soon as they're live. Why not check out some of our other videos and playlists? You can click on the ones on screen right now. Take care, and we'll see you next time.